It's goat moving day. They're all up here by the fences. They know. Okay, so we have this Premier One net. This is normally what we use. Everything that we have up is Premier One net. All right there. It works out pretty well when it's in stock. Sometimes it's not in stock though. So in a pinch, because we needed more nets, we got net from Tractor Supply. You can see that it's blue and white instead of white and black. And blue and white is easier to see. So we're gonna set this up and see what we think. So one of the things I do like about this net, it comes with this tag and it's already attached. So that's kind of a helpful feature. It still doesn't stay on necessarily, but it stays on a little bit longer than the Premier ones. We never end up putting them on. And then it comes with this bag of instructions. The brand is Starkline, and it's got some additional stuff in the back to, like the repair kit. They all come with that. Tractor Supply comes with a repair kit as well. Hi, hi. Hi, hi. 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 Got the Tractor Supply netting. We got that a little too gappy. We'll have to fix that. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It's very visible. I like these step-ins so much better than the Premier One step-ins. Those step-ins, more surface area for somebody tiny like me. My kids can help step these in a little bit easier. It's not a big deal in soft soil, which we have right now because we've had some rain, which is great. But whenever it's hard and dry here in Texas, it's a bit harder to step in. And the Premier One fences are a little bit harder to step in. These are too, just because like when our ground is really dry, it's just hard to get anything in the ground. But I can hammer these in better than I can hammer in the Premier One drivable posts. I don't feel like there's as much area on top to be able to drive them in. But these I can take a rubber mallet. We've had a lot of rain, so now my allergies are killing me. I can take a rubber mallet and pound these in pretty good. I can also just kind of hop on them as a girl and, you know, shove my weight down and get them in. But you can see the difference. Premier One, Starkline. These are better for me than these. And that's a lot of blue. But I feel like maybe I can see it better. I don't know. The white makes it visible anyway. So Premier One is running down that way. Visibility is fine either way. But for me, these Starkline fences from Tractor Supply, because of this feature right here, makes it so much easier for me to step in than the Premier One nets. All right, another week, another paddock. This is where they were. It's all brown, grazed down. It's hard to tell from here, but some of this Indian grass, they ate the tops off and they ate the stalks down somewhat. But this Indian grass is still probably about 12 to 18 inches. This bushy stuff well, I guess this is probably 18 inches, 18 inches right there. This bushy stuff, I don't know what it is, but it's about 12 inches. And then a lot of the rest of this is trampled and about 4 inches. Looks like the vast majority of it is about 4 to 6 inches, which is good. We try to keep it, some of it's a little bit shorter. Well, we mowed, and that was the first path we mowed. Some of it's a little bit shorter. We try to keep it, we try to move them off whenever they've hit about 3 inches or so. With a parasite cycle, parasites are passed through feces, and they get parasites. They ingest parasites whenever they are eating where they have pooped. And parasites tend to survive and thrive in the lower 3 inches of grass. It's a terrible angle, so it's about there-ish. And so we try to move them. A lot of this is trampled, but the stuff that they graze is right around 4 to 6 inches. We try to move them right about then. It ends up being about every week or so. I love to see the progress in our fields, and I love to see the contrast of how everything is going. So we're gonna walk over here to where we hayed so far this year, just a little bit. And right behind me, that beautiful patch of green with the mini hay bales in it is where our boy goats were most of last winter, all of last winter, and then first part of spring before they started rotating. That's where they were. So all of this is where we had our boy goats for a couple months, longer than I wanted. But they had access to this all winter, and then for the early part of spring. And then they've been rotating through the rest of our fields over there. And then this, you can see the line. This paddock right here is what we just pulled them off of a couple days ago. And it's recovering. It's hard to tell in the video, but it's already starting to grow. Like the grass that was 4 to 6 inches just a few days ago is already 5 to even 8. Some of the Indian grass, see if I can find an example. I saw some earlier. Some of the Indian grass is just starting to get that new growth, that green growth that's right in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's kind of blurry on my end. But anyway, it's already starting to get new growth. So where they've been for a period of time, where they were most recently that we just took them off, where they are right now. So again, on this side of the fence is where they were for a while. This is where they're at right now. This is where they've already been. And then back beyond the side by side is where nothing at all has been yet. So this part right here, we hayed this area 2 years ago. Our cow has been on it a little bit, just had the one cow. There's about 10 acres on this side, including on the other side of the trees. We had 10 acres on this half, this half of our property. But none of this has been intensively grazed. And so I'm excited to see what happens when this is grazed. our one buck is going after the other buck. The other buck must have gotten too close to a lady. But I'm excited to see how this turns into that other pasture that I showed you guys, that other paddock with the mini round bales. We've let this go in terms of, like, we wanted to see what would grow. That's why we haven't done anything. And there is definitely a lot of Bermuda, but we also have some natives in here. It's definitely some ragweed. We've got Indian grass, the tall stuff. We've got big blue stem and little blue stem in here. I can't point it out in the video though. I don't see any over here. Anyway, ragweed. So much ragweed. Giant ragweed. So this is like regular ragweed right here. And then this taller stuff right here is giant ragweed, according to my plant book. And we've got these oak trees that are all in here that need to be trimmed up. I mean, it's crazy. So we already have part of their next paddock set up. And we're going to work them towards the fence line up there. And just this whole part right here, from here up to the road right there. And then going across. I mean, this grass is taller than me in a lot of places. Anyway, going across quite a ways around this tree and goes back up to the road. This is probably an acre to an acre and a half section right here where we've got a little bitty creek bed that runs through the property only when it rains, and then it dries up like 5 minutes later after the rain stops. And so that's why the plants are different here. But it, I'm getting text messages right now also, and it's I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, these are the next probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 8 paddocks. So the next couple months will be right here in this one little bitty acre to an acre and a half. There's so much here that there's so much here. They're going to love this whole area. I can't wait to get them on this. This has been in the works for 3 years, but we had fencing we had to get up, and numbers to build up, and things like that to make it worth it. And I think we're finally there. So some of the native species, I've got some Indian grass that's right behind me. You can't tell from this angle, but the Indian grass is taller than me. You just can't tell in the video. But anyway, and then certainly the ragweed that's behind me, back there, it's over my head. It's probably 6 feet tall, if not taller. So I'm not going to go in there because my allergies have improved since I've been out here drastically, but I don't think they've improved enough for me to walk through stands of giant ragweed without having a bad day.